Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden. Today we're going to be planting a spring container, an early spring container, and you get to see us do it.
Yeah, we've got some beautiful new plants that we just picked up. And even though the weather's a little cold right now, we're still going to get we want some pops of color on our deck.
Yeah, we've got some great plants picked out. We're going to show you what we got, how we're going to group them, and then just get to it.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's show them. You know, it's early spring, you think mini daffodils, right? So we got a whole bunch of mini daffs.
Oh, pretty.
I know, those are always just fun and cheery, and
gorgeous.
you just,
look at these little guys.
you can't be mad when you're around these guys. I mean, they're just so cute.
Little dwarfs. Nice.
Got a lot of new blooms coming in, so we like finding that blend of plants that has blooms already in, so you can see that instant pop of color, but that has a lot coming in after it. So what we're gonna do is take one of these containers, probably put maybe 3 or 4 of these together in here, and just make a mono planter out of just daffs.
Yep, it's just going to be all daffodils, and that'll be just beautiful for this early spring.
That really is going to be gorgeous.
So guys, we got the daffs, we've got the erysimum. Let's talk about and look at these cyclamen. Aren't these beautiful?
Look at those.
Wow, look at that color.
Oh,
Gorge, you guys. Now these are typical cyclamen. They've got that coloring on the inside of the leaves there, but they've also got these blooms that have this bent neck to them. You can see that right there. Do you see that? It comes up and then it comes down. Isn't that beautiful? And then the petals actually point up.
I know, that's so cool.
Super cool and very characteristic of these cyclamen.
Oh, look at those. So beautiful.
So now what we're gonna do is we've got these cyclamen. We've already told you about some of these daffs. We're gonna take these 2 daffs and then these 2 cyclamen, and we're gonna put them together along with these English daisies.
I know, I mean,
gorgeous.
Look how cute those are.
Little perfect little flower right there. Yep, we've got 3 of these to really get in there and put around there. And we'll show you how we're gonna arrange them in just a minute. Now, lastly, we've got this other false Dracaena. Now, we've got a couple of these over there in the yard, and those are doing really good. They like their location. They're getting everything they need. We're gonna put one of those guys, but this is a different one. This is, let's make sure we read this right. This is Torbay Dazzler. It's a cordyline, false Dracaena, and you can see this is a little bit different than those other ones in that it doesn't have a lot of that red in the leaves. It's mainly got this variegation, this long variegation here of this more white color, and then it goes in from the edge of the leaf, the margin, in to the center, and it's got that darker green, and then a little bit more of that white, and it just kind of oscillates there. It kind of alternates, and it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, and so this is what it's going to look like when it gets a little bit more mature. But it's just a gorgeous plant, and we can't wait to get this in this pot and this planter to really see how this all comes together. And so the plan is to get these in these pots. And before we get any further, what we're going to do is we're going to plant these. And we want to tell you, we've got some really cold weather coming. We already know it's coming. We're probably going to get almost like a foot of snow. That's what they're forecasting. So with that snow, with that cold weather, we're going to take these newly transplanted plants, so they're going to be under some stress. We're going to take them and make sure they're either up against the house or even inside the garage if there's room, so they're protected during the nighttime cold temperatures, because they're going to be under stress and from the transplanting, and their roots are all going to be exposed above ground. There's not a lot of insulation going on here, and so they're going to be susceptible to some root damage over and above any type of damage they might sustain from the really cold temperatures. So great thing is that all these plants here are really hardy down to about 0 degrees Fahrenheit or even colder. So we're putting these together with that in mind, and they all have the same needs of sun, soil, and water. So again, everything's going to fit together really well. We just got to get them in these pots.
So Sean's going to fill these guys up with some soil, and we'll get these ready to plant. Cannot wait to see these all together. I mean, you can tell we kind of went with a color scheme here of kind of a yellow and pinks and a little bit of orange, so everything's just going to pop. All right, you guys, we're ready. We've got soil, we've got containers, we've got drainage. We are ready. Which one do you want to do, Sean?
I'm going to do the mono. I'm going to do the big guy. Erysimum. This is a new plant for us in our garden, so this will be fun to, ooh, look at that. All the roots came out of the bottom, so we're going to need to rip all those off. So,
winter orchid.
So guys, look at this plant. Look at all those roots. I mean, it's just completely circled on the bottom. So what we need to do is we need to break these up to make sure the plant doesn't continue to circle, because that can actually hurt the plant overall later on. It's unhealthy. So these are nice and white, so they're actively growing. What we're going to do is we're just going to break these up and break a lot of this mass off, so then the plant can regrow its roots and then come out into its new soil in its new home. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this down here, and I'm just going to take my hand. Just going to do this. Don't mind the neighbors, they're just making noise. Let's get all of this circling stuff off of here. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, that came out good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and make a little mound. If you've never seen me do this before, I just make a little mound in the center there. So we'll set the plant down on that in the hole. And then I just take this and I just kind of break it apart a little bit. Splay some of those roots out. And then I just set this down on that mound. And get that right where I want it. And then what we're going to do, we're going to start filling this with soil. Now the key, if you don't know, when planting any plant, don't plant it any deeper or higher than it already was in its pot, because either planting it too high or too low can lead to a couple different problems, and you don't want to go through that. You want the least amount of problems as possible so you can get all the enjoyment out of your plant and make sure it's nice and healthy. Pack that down, get a little bit more. And again, if you've never heard us talk about planting plants in pots before, make sure that there's a little bit of gap between the top of the pot and then down to the soil level. Inch or two, maybe 2 to 3 inches, always a good idea, because you don't want the soil or the water when you water it to come over and then just come on down. You want that water to stay in there and to go down and move through that soil profile. Plus, it'll make a mess if you don't do that. So if you fill them too full, soil will come out, just makes a big mess. You got more to do. You got plenty to do, right? You don't need more to do. I think we're looking pretty good. What do you think, honey?
I love it. I love that. Now, side note here, we picked these color containers. Crescent Gardens sent these to us, but they had us pick what color, and I don't know, we were kind of unsure which color would look good, but I'm glad we went with this color. I really like the way it complements.
Yeah.
It really makes the plant pop.
Yeah, and it's kind of a formal color. The shape is nice and clean, simple.
Yeah.
I mean, they look good.
That looks great.
All right, cool.
Sweet.
One pot down. So guys, next up is our mono planting. What we're calling our mono planting, and we're just going to take all these daffs.
That's going to look great. I love how that yellow is really going to pop in these containers.
Yeah, we're going to take all these and put them in here. Let's get to it. Take all these tags out. All right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Got roots. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
yeah,
neat.
that's
Cool.
That's been growing for a bit in there.
Yeah. Yep. So, do this. Actually, let's set that down in there for now and see how this is going to all look.
I know, I was curious about that.
I'm going to take some of these circling roots off. We don't need all of those. There we go. So now we'll just set that down in there like that. Now guys, when you're doing something like this is interesting. You're putting multiple plants, right? We're putting multiple plants into a pot. They're all flowering. Now, when you're doing this, something to keep in mind is when you get done, you want all the flowers to face the same way, right? It's something you don't think about when you're doing this, especially the first couple times, but after you get your finished product and all the flowers are just kind of going every which way, you look at it and go, oh, I should have done that. I should have put them all facing the right way. So, you know, just a real quick tip there. Just make sure they're facing all the right way. So I think I'm just going to set these down in there for now. We might have to take these apart, like these bunches apart, and plant them individually. But first, let's see what they look like bunched up here and see what we get. It would be fun just to plop them in there and cover them and say good to go, but it won't look as nice as if we did take all these apart.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that many daffs because that'll really fill in well.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Let's pack them in.
So, okay, so
Cute.
there we go. Now these are in the packs. How just setting them up as they came in the little pots there. So now, I don't know, honey.
I don't know. I know it's more work, but I kind of want to separate them so they're more kind of centered.
I think so too. So
They look goofy.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take these out, just set them down here. Leave that one in. This one out there. Okay. So these are really nice looking ones. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the smaller ones. I'm gonna put them out on the side there. I'm gonna just, and it's okay when you take these. You can just pull them apart with the roots. It's okay. They should come right apart. If they don't, then you could have some issues with the bulbs themselves, but should be okay. So guys, here we are. We got it done. They're pretty much all straight up. If they're bent a little bit, it's okay. They're gonna right themselves over time in the next couple of weeks. And especially if you don't get all the flowers going in the same direction, they will turn eventually towards the sun. So it's okay if you don't get them all facing the same way. Obviously, if you do it all right now, it's just gonna look good from the get-go. It'll look better, but again, they will turn towards the sun. So.
I love that. Okay, you guys, so the very last container is going to be a mixed container, a mixed planter of all of this stuff. So we're going to really pack it in this 12-inch container. So we love this color combination, so we're super excited to make this one. So I'm going to start with the cordyline, the false Dracaena here, and we have a couple options. We could put it right in the center and then build around it, which I think what we'll probably end up doing. We could also kind of put it towards the back and then build everything kind of up front. But I kind of like it in the center maybe. Okay, so the idea is to kind of stagger some different heights and different colors. So we'll probably do like daffs on either side like that. This is kind of what we were thinking when we bought all of this. It's probably aren't all gonna fit in here at the same time like that. Maybe tuck some of these in there, maybe one up front here, and then probably another one kind of towards the back. Isn't that pretty, you guys? Look at those colors.
Looks gorgeous, honey.
Yeah, so let's get started here. I think that's what we like, right, Sean? Do you like it like that?
Yep, I do.
So we're gonna do
That's gonna work great.
Dracaena in the middle. Okay, see what we got. We got a few roots on the end.
Oh yeah, little root down there.
A little bit. Not too bad though. I don't think I'm gonna break those up too much. I'm gonna get some of this off the top though. So like Sean explained, we always kind of put a little mound in the middle of the planting. Let's go for the cyclamen. Oh, that color actually matches my coat.
No, it does. Look at that.
Wasn't planning on that, but a happy accident. Now, cyclamen are little bulbs as well, but I'm going to try to break these roots up a little bit at the bottom. Oop. So my plan is to go ahead and just kind of get all the plants tucked in here and then add a little bit of soil at the end, and then we'll water it because they're all going to be pretty packed in here and they're going to hold each other up pretty well. I'm not going to have a ton of room for soil at the end.
So guys, we planted everything. What do you think? How does it look?
They're all done. Here's the last one that we just did. I'm loving it. I can't stop looking at it.
Super beautiful.
There'll be a lot of pictures of these coming up on Instagram soon.
Yep. So yeah, we got the cordyline in the center. We got the cyclamen and those beautiful blooms. We've got the yellow daffs, and then we got the white English daisies. Awesome.
I really like that combo. High five.
High five, honey. Good job.
I like it.
Woohoo! So if you guys got any questions for us, leave them down below. Love hearing from you. Give us that thumbs up, let us know we're doing a good job, and subscribe to our channel so you get updates on our latest videos.
Yep, that's a wrap for today. These 3 containers will be featured in an upcoming series of articles that are coming out for Crescent Gardens, so we'll keep you guys posted on those. We're writing some container gardening articles for them. So
we're branching out.
We're branching out a little bit, so yay.
So thanks guys, and have a great day, okay?
Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye everybody.